it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity here. Like, say for I'm thinking in the context of, say, the impact of COVID, lockdown, etc. That for people who might be coming to the end of their studies or might be looking to enter the jobs market in soon, it might feel like it's going to be incredibly difficult. But this seems like there's potentially a lot of opportunity for people here. What kind of advice would you give to people who might be either starting their careers or looking to maybe change careers if they're a bit further on? What advice might you give to them and how they could maybe get involved in this area?
Well, I mean, I can imagine there is a lot of fear and concern. We are going through arguably the biggest transition humanity's ever seen in a very short period of time, right? I mean, certainly in 5 lifetimes, like 5 generations. So the models of old are being severely tested, including academic models of old, right? So my first point is, if you've been studying and the job market appears to be somewhat closed to you, that has got very little to do with you and your capability. All right. There are a number of forces coming to play that are challenging the very market that you're trying to enter. But with every challenge is an opportunity. And look, not everyone is designed to be, top to bottom entrepreneurial in their thinking. The world would be crazy if they were just like full of entrepreneurs. But I do think there is a mindset shift that's needing to take place with people to think about the pride they can have in demonstrating their own micro entrepreneurship value to a market. I think the world would be a lot better, whether you work for a corporation or whether you really want to drive your own agenda and start your own business, really thinking about the freedom to be creative as a start, and demanding that freedom, all right, within the environment you're in is so important, because that's how problems get solved. Group thinking has got us so far. One would argue it's not going to get us too far, right? beyond 2020, very radical thinking is required. So my practical advice would be to be incredibly open as to where you land, but take with you the fact that you are going to find the world you're in changing, right, at every level, and to use that to advantage to develop your own agility. So that's, fairly philosophical, probably not as pragmatic as people would want to say, is like, go to this website and there's a number of jobs out there. I can't offer that. What I can say is, yes, there is, in this transition, which I believe is going to be far more accelerated and needs to be far more accelerated than ever, there is going to be the opportunity for people with voices and ideas to come forward, right? And if you just take the financial services community, the level of education that is required, and the level of experimentation, I believe, that is required is, it is phenomenal. So why not go for that? I'm personally involved in a youth empowerment project. I can't say too much about it, but I'm super interested in basically fostering the future generations as being entrepreneurs. I'm working on a project that's looking at climate finance and the future of banking and how every future banker should be an entrepreneur. I think the next 10 years will be a situation where financial services will need entrepreneurs, all right, as many as it can get hold of, to test its thinking and to evolve business models at the pace it needs to. So hopefully that's of some help, and just keep positive, because we need to go through this, and the only way to get to the end is to go through. So, resilience is a big quality as well.
If you like this video and want to check out the full interview this is an excerpt from, you should see a link to that full interview somewhere here on the screen, and I'll also put one in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, and do subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all my videos as they go live. So thank you so much for watching, and stay curious.